Alright, good evening, we're back. I didn't do a video on this as I was doing it. It was really all I had to do was switch the power supplies out, but it was more involved in that. These are new power supplies. We hadn't run them yet. They will pull about 42 amp load for a decent amount of time before it finally crowbars and kicks out, and then that's all you do is cut the power off and wait for a minute, and then the light on the switcher will come back on, and then it'll die back out, and then then you can turn the power back on and be reset. So if this happens to this one, if something happens and it kicks out, remember that you just cut the breaker off to it and let it sit there for a minute or so, and if you watch the LEDs with the top will be on it, but them LEDs on here come on cut off. But anyways, so it had 3 switches in it that were not bad, but they had noise in the receive. So you kind of say they was bad. You could turn on and receive, turn it on. Me personally, I couldn't really tell until I went to dummy load that it had noise in it. Mojo could hear it, but I couldn't. But anyways, we put these in it, and I loaded these down and tested them, and been doing a few things to it. Got the voltage up on it. The voltage on these are set at 14.7. I mean 15.7. So it's that. So 15.7, and all 3 of them set the same, and it's doing really good. I built this, I don't know, pretty good while back, but it's got biasing on its sideband. So in the middle is standby. He wanted this fixed. I had 2 sidebands on it. It didn't have a standby. The only standby was the on and off switch on the front, the breaker. So now up is sideband, down is just on its regular key, and his with a delay for the sideband. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like a second, maybe a half second delay. I can feel it. But there's the voltage, and this is on AM. So yeah, and this is what it's doing for power. You got this is forward, this 1000-watt slug. This is on my antenna. So this is on my antenna. Uh, and this, instead of being a 5-watt slug in reverse, it's actually 1 watt. I got in there now. It'll be a 5. I'll switch it back and forth, but it's actually a 1 watt slug. Showing reflect for this meter here. So I think it does really damn good for a 4 pill. But it has got Toshibas in it, so oh, with this little rinky-dink radio on it, just it's 1,000-watt slug, get peak with this little rinky-dink radio hitting it, it's going oh, it ain't doing a whole lot, about 22, 23 watts. Alright, back on. Oh. So yeah. We'll turn it off, and that's 50-watt slug right there. Tell RMS what that thing's doing. It's radio by itself. Oh. So about 5 watts. That's all it's putting into it. And that 1 watt is working. I got about 3 watts going into it. I'll turn it back in reverse. Hello. Hello. That's a talk through on it. Yeah. Oh. So that's really good too. Turn it back on. Oh. Hello. And let's go to RMS. Repeat kit off. Like I said, it's still a 1,000-watt slug. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Let's try it with the 2950. $29.50. Oh, that's still, see the RMS watts come way up on it, 2950, because it does a lot more. Oh, that's near about 300 bird with just the 2950 hitting it. Oh, but it's 2950 puts out a lot more power. Put this back in standby. Look at this meter just for radio. Oh, you're looking at about 15 bird. That's average watts there, that's not peak. I think it does about 40 peak. Oh, let's see what it looks like on this meter on peak. Oh, it's showing about, it looks like about 42 bars on that one. Oh, yeah. Oh, like I might ought to tune and reflect a little, talk through a little bit. With 2950. links up a little bit more. Which it ain't no tuning cap on the thing. And it has got a length coax back there, so I don't see how it ain't up even more. Oh, oh, yeah, it looks a lot better. That's about 24 puff. And this top boot down. The amp is off. This is with it. Oh, let me take it loose. This is without it tuned. Oh, it's about 3/4. Well, it's actually, this is 1 watt. So you read that bottom scale. So that would be, I don't know, 1/4. That would be half. So it's really low. This is working so good, trim it down and put it in place. You see I'm talking about wanting to arrest Trump on him paying for some coochie. You know how many people in Washington D.C. pay for coochie? Like the pot calling the kettle black. They ain't doing nothing but giving him free publicity. It don't do nothing but make him stronger and stronger and stronger every time they try that shit. Then they gonna hang on to him. What if he did? They would have to fall back on themselves. for it. They've done the same thing. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. When you tune that talk through there, you actually notice your wattage will come up some because more wattage is going through. And when you run these coaxes to you say, well, I see some loss through my setup. Well, you're gonna see some. I don't give a damn who tells you what, but you're gonna see some when you go to hitting all these different things on a table, or how you got set up. That signal's getting molested from that radio to where it hits this amplifier. It's going to get hit. This one's got to go through. It goes through that radio, through a switch box, comes out of that switch box, goes into this amplifier, comes out of that amplifier, goes through that line section here. So it goes in this radio. It's got a line, switch box so young because I can switch between this radio and that radio. So I can switch between them, and then it hits this amplifier, which is a 2-pill, comes out of that amplifier, goes into this here, comes from there, and stubs out right here. This piece of coax here. And a guy asked me about tuning his antenna yesterday, and what they call now Nolan coax, zeroed them out. 2x was 0. But then again, when I took the coax from my antenna, which I can actually take it and bring it inside the house. I brought that inside the house and hooked it up. So I run it backwards. I hooked the coax it was unhooked from the bottom of the coax. I nulled the coax from actually inside the house here up to the top of the antenna. Well, I actually unhooked it from where the antenna was at and back fed down through here. It cut the jumper that was going through all this, which I need to get rid of this, through this switch box, through this dual line section, comes out, and it's all back up in there. You can't see it, but it's all back up in there. And then it comes out, and I just got it zip tied right there, and I got just enough out to hit an amplifier, whatever I want. But and then I trimmed this jumper through all those line boxes and all that stuff. So if you null a piece of coax and then you add, hell, you can add just the end on it, and you'll notice it'll go up. When you add that end on it, it'll either go up or come down. But I think most time I do it, it comes up. But because you're adding something to it. So my point being is right here, out to that antenna was zeroed. But when it had to come through all this, it added some to it. Hell, I think it ended up being like 12. So I had to cut, so I put a jumper on it and made it long as I could, and like I said, I backfed through it, and then I ended up with this length of coax on here. But that length of coax compared and with that antenna on it, Now it ain't perfect. I do get a little reflect back from the antenna every now and again. Uh, but it all depends on how much power I'm running through it. The more power the more you're gonna get. But that's my SWR. And of course, more further you go up the frequency, the more you're gonna get. That's on channel 40. It's gonna have a dip. Wait a minute. And that's channel 1. I think it's actually really good around 17. If I go the right way. I think it's really a lot better at 17. Yeah. Around 17. If you'll... That's the dip in it. Yeah. But there it is. They seem to be working pretty good, the switches. I seen a video the other day, I don't know if he made it, I don't know if it was just on Patreon or what, but I seen BBI do a 6-fill, I think, with these switches in it, and he would key the mic, and I think he had his key set down too low, I don't know. Sometimes when you got the key set down really low, it's like hitting the gas pedal on a car and then letting off of it and it cuts off. That's kind of like that. You got to put a little key into it. I don't know. But that's what I was testing these with. I've done a 6-fill and this one, and then now I got a 2x8. I'm gonna put these in, and I'm gonna feel confident putting them in it. So there you go. I've set the fan noise on these where they're low. They come on. I think I got them set down at. I think if these are 9-volt. I got these from Russ Carr. He had them set at, I think the highest they would go is 14.76, and I did a modification to them, got the voltage up another volt. So I done that and the fan modification to it. Put a voltage regulator on that, so these fans wouldn't be making all that loud ass noise. But honest way I'll be able to hear it's when I go back and listen to the video. So yeah. Alright then. I know I done got slow here lately, really slow, but it's a lot of things that make you slow, especially when you have to go to new shit like this. You get used to the old, and now you gotta go to some different stuff. You gotta figure out the kinks in it before you really want it to go somewhere. I don't want the other amp to go back to Texas and then have to be sent back. So these are going to be tested on for a little bit.
No, I couldn't.
For advancing the cause of knowledge, Peggy? Come on now, I want to hear it.
Well,
So alright then, you have a good day. Later.